You know what they say, lures are designed to catch fishermen and not fish. And that's true with these baits I'm gonna show you right here. These are some gimmicky baits that I just found that I have. I know there's a lot more, but we're gonna talk about a few of the most recent examples that I have with me. Thanks for watching, and if you've watched any of my stuff before, you know I'm all about bass fishing tackle. I was just going through some stuff looking for a specific bait, and I came across a few, I guess you could say, treasures, baits that were really gimmicky, that were around for a while, from major brands that, the idea was sound, but they're not there anymore. And are they gimmicks? I don't know. They're pretty unique, and it's kind of funny to look back. Again, there's so many examples I can think of. This is just from a quick look at my tackle boxes, and I found 4 that I'm going to show you right now. So one, this is from Rapala, however you want to call it. It is Rapala though. It is a jerkbait. It is the rip stop. So the whole principle of this was this little deal in the end was supposed to like stop it in place when you jerked it. I could never really tell if that did it or not. I mean, I know they put a lot of development into this, so I'm sure there was some sort of test behind that, but I tried it and didn't notice any difference, and there's probably a reason that it's not around anymore. But that little guy right there is supposed to change the game, and it's not around for a reason probably. I'm sure it caught some fish because it is a good looking bait, but again, it's no longer around. The next one's from a company that has done a lot of these baits that could be in, if I had more of them, I'd show them to you, but it's Live Target. They make some good baits, love their frogs, but the whole bait ball series, this was a big deal for a while. I think it won awards at ICAST. But the whole principle is it's like a school of shad. Instead of just one shad, bass is gonna want to eat 3, right? So that was the whole principle of it. I mean, obviously it would catch fish. I'm sure it has great action. Honestly, I can't tell you if I've ever fished this bait or not. A lot of this stuff that I have here, I got, at ICAST when they came out. So I can't say that I've been fooled by all these baits. And I don't even know if I've actually tried this, but I'm sure it's a good crankbait. But that whole paint scheme, the bait ball scheme is, I don't know if they still make it, but I think it's pretty gimmicky. Next one's digging back a little bit longer, probably 10, 15 years or so ago. This is called the triggerfish, and it's a topwater that was the world's first steerable topwater. So it's got a lot of different kind of, I guess you could say, features on it. It's got a jointed head, it's got a bill, it's got a prop. But the whole idea with this was that you could turn it and spin it and get the bait to do different things on top of the water. I actually have caught fish on this. I did a review of this way back in the day on my blog. That's how I started in the fishing industry, T-Brinks Fishing. Tbrinks.blogspot, old school. I mean, probably 2009, 2010. So this, I actually did catch fish on this bait, and I just found it. And you know what? I think I'm gonna try it because it's been so long. This was in a box of topwaters and baits that I never used, but I found it, and look at this thing. I'm sure the fish have not seen that in a while. Okay, the next one is actually some hooks. These were kind of big for a while. These are the Trapper hooks. So I don't think this company's in business anymore, but the whole principle or the whole concept of this was the fish, you'd hook them and they'd get trapped right in that little section right there. I mean, these are decent hooks. I know they're drop shot hook. I've caught fish on those. I was doing some testing for them. I think I got some free samples or something. So I was just seeing how they held up. They caught fish. I don't know if they're any better than the old hooks that we've used forever and ever. I mean, sometimes there's not really a reason to reinvent the wheel, and I think this is a perfect example of, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So they're not around anymore, but Trapper hooks, they were kind of big for a while. Again, I don't think they're bad by any means, but that whole concept is pretty unique. Now there's so many more examples. I was just looking through for 2 more specific baits that I thought of. I don't know where I put them, believe it or not, misplaced it in all my tackle, but one of them is the Yozuri knuckleball or something like that. It's a spinnerbait with like a ball instead of a blade. I remember fishing that thing and it didn't do anything. It just looked like garbage. There was a solid color one and a prism color one. I know people have caught fish on them. Fish aren't the smartest in the right situation. Anything will work. I wasn't impressed with that. That was one that I thought of. The other one is the Booyah Prank, which is like a popper with a little bill on it. I don't know if I've actually ever fished that, but I got one of those. Totally crazy looking. I guess it was kind of like a hybrid between a topwater and a crankbait. I honestly don't even remember if I fished that thing, but I had one laying around somewhere. Couldn't find it. That would be another one. But think of some other ones. Let me know some of those gimmicks, or maybe there's a bait that a lot of people talk about that you think is a gimmick, but it actually works. So let me know. There's so many more examples. I'll do another one of these videos this fall. I have a lot of old tackle stored in Washington State. When I go back there, I'm gonna dig through some of the old stuff and do another similar video, because it's always cool to look back at trends in the industry, things that have come and gone. There's so many, things that are designed to catch fishermen. So it's kind of fun to look at. Thanks for watching. Again, let me know which ones I'm missing.